Long hood forward is the practice of running a locomotive with a long hood in the front. This was prevalent on the Norfolk and Western, the Southern Railroad, and the Pennsylvania Railroad. One primary reason for running long hood forward was so that there was an accident, the crew would be more safer as they would be farther away from the impact. But the main reason was to eliminate the need to turn the locomotives around after reaching the final destination. Many of these engines were equipped with dual control stands, and so that the locomotive could be operated from either direction. And a very good number of these locomotives had high short hoods. While this was a preferred method for certain railroads, most railroads prefer the short hood in the front. Running long hood forward isn't too common nowadays, as railroads are more concerned about visibility. And many engines set up to run long hood forward were rebuilt and their dual control stands were taken away. Long hood forwards are pretty rare on mainline trains, but are still very common on short distances, such as locals. In addition, it still happens quite a bit on the NS. It was June, demand for cargo was flourishing, and the main line was at its busiest. Locomotives were roaming this distance, and today, Nicholas was in South Carolina working local with Caleb and Chuck.
You know, Chuck, I don't know how you do it.
Do what?
The way you run long and forward is impressive.
Well, it's how we were built.
But you were rebuilt, and now you only have one control stand that faces my way.
You weren't built with a dual control stand, but you can still do it. Chuck and I ran this way all the time in our Southern days, and much of the time in our earlier NS days.
Doesn't it feel awkward, though? You don't see clearly where you're going, and you have all those tiny mirrors.
Nah, we're fine. We're proud of being ex-Southern.
Yeah, especially since I'm featured on a photo in the Spartanburg Depot.
We'll say that running forward is also refreshing.
Oh yes, it sure is. I bet you get excited when your human self, Chuck Miller, gets to operate you on the Richmond District. I think it's neat how my human alter ego knows yours, starting off a rail fanning trip and hunt in Virginia when we caught a Loriam rail grinder in 2014.
Yeah, that's always cool.
After work, Nicholas joined Will, who was also working in the area.
Hey Will, how often do you run long hood forward on your trains?
Maybe once in a while, but I see it a lot down here.
Yeah, I sometimes do too. My most memorable recent time I ran long hood forward was when someone caught me leading H-74 through Walnutport. The reason is because that video proved I still have my R3L, so the rumor of me having a P3 went to rest. See, for the longest time, nobody's caught me leading and using my horn.
I see. Well, I gotta get ready to take 2018 to Charleston. Then later on I'll be taking 237 to Atlanta, and finally to take 212 to New Jersey. So long, Nicholas.
Have fun, man.
Will got back to the northern region. Nicholas stayed in former southern territory for a few more days before he finally got to head home.
Good to be back where I'm comfortable. I mean, the southern region's a nice place to visit, but nowhere I'd want to stay indefinitely.
I know what you mean, Nicholas, but I like taking trains by Birmingham and Irondale.
I've done that a lot in my life. Now, if you excuse me, I got a train to take back to Pittsburgh. When I arrive, I may as well sneak back to Highland Valley to see if anyone's around.
See you later.
Holy starbits, that's a ton of missed messages. I'll catch up on them and then go to sleep.
Just before Nicholas went to sleep, Will joined him in the shed.
Hey buddy, it's been forever since I last saw you.
Yeah, only a little over a week. Well, I wish I could stay up all night and talk, but if I did, I'd be no good for tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got orders early in the morning. Night, Will. Good morning, Nicholas and Will. I'm assigning both of you to take a short local to Conway Yard. Locals, how exciting. At least I'm not going too far away.
I love going on long trips. It's nice seeing all those places and faces.
Yeah, that is true. Mainline freights these days are hauled by engines like you, Josiah, Sean, and Jordan. I can sometimes do that, but I'm usually in a yard or working locals. You guys are to meet Harrison at the top of the mountain.
Got to the top, they saw Harrison with a few cars.
Hey Harrison, long time no see.
I know. I haven't got to work in the northern part of the system as much as I did in 2016, which again wasn't too often. I came here 2 days ago trailing on Skip's freight train.
I see. So what are we here for?
I got your first few cars loaded and ready to go to Pittsburgh, with a little help.
You're welcome. Anyways, I gotta take some coal cars to the main yard. After I turn around, of course. Jared tried to run around, but it didn't take him long to realize the turntable got jammed. What the? Why is it not turning?
Something's jammed. Looks like we'll have to take them Longhood forward.
Longhood forward? Ah, screw that. I'll just use the Y.
If you insist, it'll be easier to see that way. At least you don't have desktop controls. Then I'd be in an awkward position trying to run you backwards.
At least it's just down to the yard. Hopefully I'll get put on a mainline train tonight.
I'm off at 5, so good luck if you get one.
Well, not like we were going to use the turntable anyway.
I don't need a turntable. With my dual control stand, I can go just as well backwards as forwards.
Don't we know it? Come on, Will, let's couple up, do the required safety checks, then get the hell out of here.
Because they were running Arkansas on the way, they had to Longwood Forward for the return trip.
Well, would you look at that?
Looks like they're trying to play Southern.
Later that afternoon, Sean joined Nicholas and Will in the sheds.
Hey guys.
Hi, Sean. We're bored, so we're just talking about random stuff. If you have something to say, you may contribute.
I don't have anything yet.
Will and I did a local today. We ran Longwood Forward on the way back with, well, we were facing the train, but Will was leading, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. It makes as little sense as Greenland being covered in ice and Iceland being green.
That was because long ago, someone known as Eric the Red arrived in Greenland while fleeing from Norway and called it Greenland to attract settlers. It was actually a lot greener back then than it is now. As for Iceland, someone named Hrafna Floki, or however you pronounce it, settled there and even spent a cold winter there. He also hiked in the mountains and found ice there. Those people had a habit to name places after random things they saw. So there is your history lesson for today. The cute one is here.
You talk about her too much.
Like you don't talk about Lillian and May just as much. Besides, Caleb looked through some 8 Marbles 2 files and found more images of the 8 Marbles Lily and even her sound files, so we have him to thank for that. Enough about that. How are you, Lily?
I'm doing great. And you guys?
We're good. Will and I did a Longwood Forward local today.
Good for you. I'm not made to do that. Not like I do want to anyway.
I do it sometimes with locals, but you can't see it too often out on the open line.
I'm not trying to be boastful, but it's probably not too hard.
Not too hard? Did you forget that you have to go slower when running backwards?
No, I didn't forget, but I think I could do it just fine.
Nicholas, Lily, and Sean were confused but didn't speak about it. Next day, Will flew by the yard.
One of these days I'll be rocketing by here with my eyes shut.
I'm getting worried for him, Lily.
He could get into an accident.
Later, Will met a few CSX engines.
Nobody thinks running Longwood Forward at high speeds is easy, but I think it is.
Are you sure about that?
It may be easy, Will, but it's dangerous. Here on CSX, we can only run 20 miles per hour running Longwood Forward if we don't have ditch lights on the back end.
Stuart's right, I wouldn't try it if I were you, Will.
Oh, come on. It could be exciting. even if it was just for a minute.
I don't want you getting hurt, but I don't want you to get in trouble either.
You all worry too much. Besides, we all do crazy stuff at some point.
Yeah, I do them all the time. Still, don't say we didn't warn you.
For the rest of Will's journey, he talked about nothing but his plan, except for occasional chatter about spaceships and sports cars. It didn't stop until they reached Decatur, Illinois.
Okay, I get it. Give it a rest already.
What's the big idea? Then Will explained. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Will.
Coming from an engine who ran back to front at least 80% of the time.
You weren't built for it.
Nicholas told me that UK locomotives go backwards a lot.
But some diesel engines, like the British Rail Delta, have dual cabs. So for them, they're not really forwards or backwards. Same with many electric locomotives, even in America.
Even steam engines ran tender first, though they were limited to 40 miles per hour.
What's it gonna take for him to know?
A few days later, Will was at Taiwan explaining his plan to Thesis and Kara.
My goodness, Will, you shouldn't be doing that.
Is it worth getting into an accident over?
Theseus and Kara, I know you guys are looking out for me, but I'll be fine.
Don't be so sure.
Just please do not get into a crash.
No need to worry, I gotta go.
Take care.
Will's work orders stated that he was to be taken off a short freight train solo. As Will wasn't facing the intended direction of travel when that turntable was occupied, Will's crew arranged for the quartermaster to run Longwood forward. Once Will was ready, he set off.
Will, isn't this too fast for running backwards?
Relax, I've got it under control.
Do you hear something?
What sort of something? Oh no, he wasn't kidding.
Want to race? I bet you can't beat me.
Sean was pulling a freight train with Paul when he noticed Will.
Oh god, take it easy, Will.
Crying out loud, we're not supposed to do this to reduce visibility.
Come on, just let me get to 60. Is that signal yellow?
Yes, we need to slow down. Why don't you look through your mirror?
The Will was going so fast that he didn't hear, and he didn't know another train was coming at him from the opposite direction on the single track.
Emergency brakes.
What the heck is that?
That means another train is approaching.
Slam the brakes.
Will, what's going on?
What did you do, Will?
Will now knew that he had screwed up. The next day, Mr. Edwards and the Tidewater manager spoke severely to Will.
Will, what were you thinking pulling a stunt like that yesterday? You've been here for years. You should know better. There's a reason we have speed limits on long and forward operations. This is not a NASCAR racetrack or an Indy 500 track either.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
That was reckless. You nearly caused a train crash and multiple injuries.
I know. I'm sorry. It wasn't worth it.
Don't ever do it again. If you thought you'd enjoy running long and forward, you're going to be doing that the next 4 days, running up and down the hill of freight cars. That should be more than enough time to think about your actions.
The other engines now felt sorry for Will.
I tried to warn him.
I can't believe he did it.
Now this reminds me of when I went too fast with an excursion.
Except Mr. Edwards wasn't too hard on you for that, but now he's frustrated with Will. I find it messed up. If anything, he should let Will off and punish you. Now he's going to be doing some boring trips for the next few days. He won't like that.
Nicholas was right. Will grumbled dreadfully over the next 2 days. He met Spencer at the main yard.
Congrats. You are now the most dangerous engine on the roster.
Says you. It could have you also.
Note, I'm safe, and I obey the speed restrictions.
Although I'm interjectic and love pulling trains past, don't do dangerous speeds.
I know that, Sporticus. I remember when we were pulling an auto track and Sean came by us at high speeds.
Now it's you. If you crashed, you'd be lucky you weren't facing forward. Standard cabs are so weak that Stephen Hawking could have protected the crew better than your cab.
Spencer, cut the nonsense. You know Stephen Hawking is dead.
Will brought the last load to the yard that evening.
It's been 2 days of this. I want to go back to seeing the world.
I know you do. I might have an idea.
Nicholas was explaining his plan to Skips the next day.
I don't know about that, but I guess it's not my business. Look, Skips, I know it was Will's own fault he's in this mess, but I think it's gone on long enough. I'm his best friend. I gotta do something. Well, I'm not gonna discourage you, but make sure everyone stays out of trouble.
Skips and Nicholas, I need you to take 33K to Allentown at 1000 hours.
We got it, Mr. Shively. What does that mean again?
You're kidding, right? That's military time. The regular time, it's 10 a.m.
Oh, right.
They later arrived at Highland Valley. Will was assembling a few cars in the main yard.
Not having fun. Are you?
He never stops being annoying to you, Will, JP, and other engines. Yeah, like when he calls Mr. White his dad, Lilium his sister, and Lily his cousin. We all know that's not true.
He thinks I'm a silly engine and orders me about. I'll show him.
And I have an idea of my own, which I saw Skips about. Okay, I'm getting out of this joint. See you later.
Mr. Rivers arrives at the sheds to see the engines the next day.
Since there are no true switchers around here this morning and that Nicholas and Will are heading out, you guys have to switch your own trains.
Oh, alright. I'll show 'em how a safe engine does the job.
Yeah. Spencer, Mr. Rivers told me to tell you where all your cars go.
Really?
Yeah, follow me and I'll show you.
Spencer worked hard pushing and pulling the cars into place. At last, he had the whole pieces sorted out. Then Will arrived.
Thank you for arranging these, Spencer.
Wait, what?
You didn't think you sorted out your own train, did you? Nicholas played you like a fiddle. You arranged my train.
What? That wasn't part of the plan.
Well, you saved me wear and tear. Your train isn't due out till later, so that can wait.
Come on, you can make it even by sorting out my train.
Sorry, Spencer. I must go.
Three days later, Will met up with everyone else. The sheds were as silent as the night until Will broke the silence.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I didn't listen. I hope you're not mad.
Everyone makes mistakes, sometimes deliberately.
We're just glad nothing too serious happened this time.
And everyone's ego gets boosted too high at some point, often making them fail to listen to helpful advice.
If I was a Corvette or some other sports car, I would do burnouts in a parking lot like there was no tomorrow. But I wouldn't show off by driving backwards again. Besides, I'm not a mater from Cars, who is a pro at backwards driving.
Speaking of which, I'm talking to Mater on FaceTime right now.
Hi, Mater.
What's up, Mater?
Look at me, guys. I'm the best long good forward runner in the world. I can run back to front as fast as I want, not get into a wreck.
Don't even think about it.
Yeehaw!
Oh my, he could get into a wreck.
You said it, Wallace, but that could still attract female engines.
Not if you end up in a crash.
That's even more daredevilish than Evel Knievel.
Don't worry, Wallace, Schneider, and Melvin. I'll be fine. Now watch what I can do.
Turn it off, Josiah. Turn it off.